In this video, we're going to talk about the time value of money. And in my personal opinion, I think this is, we often refer to this as financial mathematics or the math of decision making. So we need to have an understanding of how money changes value over time, especially in today's kind of economy where we have extremely high inflation. This is going to have a devastating impact on our cash flows and what we'll be able to purchase in the future. So let's go ahead and get started and work our way through this. So again, time value just refers to the observation that it's better to get money sooner than later, right? Dollars lose their purchasing power over time. So if we take an example of a time flow or a timeline, right? So if we invest $15,000 today, and then for the next 5 years, we receive these cash flows from our investment, the question is this a good investment? If you look, we have what? We have 8, 12, 15. You get $17,000 in the future for only spending $15,000 today. Is that a good investment? Well, that's the kind of question that the time value of money answers. We also have many investment questions as individuals, right? We need to retire. We want to borrow money. All of these things have something to do with the future and cash flows that we expect to get. And we need to understand the relationship between the future and what things we'll buy then and what things would buy today. So the time value of money really is, there's two ways that this can work. You can either move money forward in the future, an investment context, or you can bring it back to today, which is a valuation context. The terminology for this is moving forward is referred to as compounding. Finding the value of something in today's dollars is referred to as discounting. So there are three basic patterns of cash flows. We have a single amount. They're often referred to as a lump sum. You're either going to get it today or you're going to invest it today and you'll see what it's worth in the future. An annuity is a very popular kind of a cash flow pattern for lots of things that we do at work and in our personal lives. This requires payments. So it's a level periodic stream of cash flow. It implies a payment, equal payments over a period of time. Now, from a corporate perspective, a mixed cash flow stream is what we typically see in business. I mean, if you think about predicting future income statements, it's highly unlikely that any two cash flows in a row for a corporation would ever be equal. So if we're predicting future cash flows in business, we have to understand that they're not going to be equal cash flows. It'll be unequal. So how can we solve these problems? Well, two of the easiest and most accurate ways to do this is by either using a financial calculator or an electronic spreadsheet. The financial calculator solutions are going to kind of be hidden from the video. We will show some tables where you can see how you input the data, but the actual financial calculator icon or picture, we won't be able, you won't see those in these videos. from my perspective, one of the most powerful tools in business is the spreadsheet. So electronic spreadsheets is what most of the problems are going to be solved with throughout my videos. Now, one of the things we have to be sure is to tell the computer or the calculator the sign of the cash flows, right? They don't recognize or they don't know whether the cash is coming or going. So they have to be told. So a cash inflow is always going to be a positive value. Cash outflows are going to be indicated by negative values. So we need to put a negative sign for any kind of a cash outflow. There are some basic variables that we're going to be using. PV0 is the present value or the beginning amount. R is the interest rate or the interest rate per year. FVN is the future value at the end of a certain time frame. Capital N is the years. A is an annuity. Sometimes it might be listed as payment. And we can either find the present value of an annuity, or we can solve for the future value of an annuity. In addition, there is a variable M, as in Mary. This is the periods per year. How many times per year are payments made? And the assumption is if a payment is made, interest starts with that payment. So another way to say this is how many times per year is interest calculated? Now, if we look at a spreadsheet, this is a template that you can create, obviously. And here are some formulas, the formulas that come from Excel. And for most of these solutions, most of these boxes you'll see here, there are formulas that work very well in Excel. Now, there are a couple, exactly two, that the formula is a pretty complicated formula. I'll show you the formula that we use for these later on, but it is a little bit of a complicated math, if you will. So let's again continue on with our analysis here.